Hello and welcome to today's video. So this time we're going to be taking a look at the Westpoint Toy Fair. So this was on Sunday the 20th of February, and Westpoint is near Exeter in Devon, and I've not been to one of these for a long time, and there must have easily been 60 to 70 dealers. Now this toy fair traditionally has been the toy and train toy fair, so there is an element of sort of the traditional die-cast and train dealer there, but more and more you're getting the sort of stuff that I'm more into, which is the modern action figures and modern TV and movie tie-in stuff. So there's a little element of this, as you can see. There's like the odd train set and that, and there's some Corgi stuff, and I'll keep that to a minimum and try and concentrate on all the action figure stuff that was on display there, because there's an awful lot to go through and there was a lot to rummage through and there was plenty to buy. So this is one of the stalls with some classic sort of 50s, 60s, 70s die casts, and very nice to look at, very expensive to buy, I think is the way to sum up that sort of thing. Nice if you're looking for the odd piece here and there. There's a couple of Uncle cars there, a James Bond car, but this is more the sort of thing that I'm interested in these days, which is the classic sort of action figures. If you were looking for odd figures, there was lots and lots of stores which you could just rummage through. Stores which there were bargains to be had. There was a few sort of cheaper figures, much cheaper than buying online, but they were sort of few and far between. I didn't go up for anything in particular. I've got a bit of a Star Wars wants list at the moment for some classic Star Wars, and as you'll see later, there was some Star Wars there, which was brilliant to see. There's mini rigs, there's a few odd figures and play sets. There was a couple of stores which had a half decent selection of loose vintage figures. Sadly, nothing that I was after was available. You can see the stall after stall of the classic cars and trains and stuff. But there were some, card dealers. There's some comics on sale. I said, for me, that Star Wars stuff is like mid-90s upwards. I still class that as pretty modern, but even that's approaching 30 years old now. As you can see, there were bits and pieces to be had. Still had a few bits here, some mini rigs and the X-Wing there. He had a nice early Scalextric set there, that's really nice, and even some of the die casts, admittedly loose ones, but only 15 quid each. I didn't think that was bad, to be honest. And the mini rigs, I didn't have my list on me, but I'm pretty sure I've got all of those, but there was a couple there in nice condition. A few comics and the odd box toy soldiers, everything that you would expect at a toy fair, a real miscellaneous batch. And there were some dealers who specialised in the Corgi stuff and dinky die cast. There were some that did a bit of everything. There's a few bits of Action Man around as well, which was really nice to have a look at. It's fantastic. Quite a few dealers there I'd not seen in the flesh for quite a few years, so we had a good old catch up, which was brilliant. There you go, this is just an idea of what was there. Lots and lots of loose figures to be had. Quite a bit of classic Lego as well, that was really nice to see. Old 70s Doctor Who jigsaw there. A fair bit of superhero stuff. Saw some nice Batman animated figures, they were really nice. I forgot how nice they were. Some Star Trek Next Gen figures that are being re-released now. They're doing a new wave of those. There really was something for everyone. Now this is much more different to the show a couple of weeks back, which I put up, which was there was cosplays and there was gaming stalls. There was a little bit of retro gaming here, and there was no cosplayers. This was go up and look at all the dealers. There weren't any celebrity guests, there weren't any props to get your photos with. This is all about buying and selling, and this stall had some really great stuff. Nice Action Force set there. Roger Moore Moonraker doll. And overall, the prices weren't too bad, but some dealers were, obviously more expensive than others. This store was almost exclusively Doctor Who, and they had a really nice selection of stuff. Lots of the B&M packs and sets. Many Daleks. More buckets and buckets of loose figures. You could have spent hours going through them. There's some Jurassic Park pieces as well, which has started to creep into the world of collectible toys. Some early Lego sets. There was some Subbuteo as well, which was nice to see. Don't often see that. Little Dalek Rollick in there. This dealer also had some sweet cigarette cards. Some nice classic die casts there. A Basil Brush car. I think he had some nice Chipperfield Circus sets as well, which I'd love to collect them. And now, thanks to my patron and channel member supporters. Thank you very much, guys and girls. Back to the fair now. Lots more classic dinky corgis, loose figures, a few military stalls with that little busts and things. This store was predominantly Scalextrics. Some very nice pieces, loads of track and things like that. Lots of cars there. I love Scalextrics, great stuff. Wish I had the room to get into it. Little Matchbox cars. Sort of ones I had when I was a kid. This super fast 70s ones. More G.I. Joe. It was pretty good for that. Obviously, hundreds of Funko Pops all over the place, and although it doesn't really interest me, I do understand. They're very, very collectible. Lots of people like to collect them. They're cheap and cheerful. These are of interest. These are the Masters of the Universe re-releases with the comic books in, which are quite collectible. This still had lots of Star Wars vintage collection, Clone Wars. Some of the Black Series there. Very nice. A lot of the contemporary action figures. These Masters of the Universe re-releases are lovely. Really, really nice. Yet more loose figures. Another stall absolutely packed with stuff, predominantly dinkies on this one. Pinder Circus set. More Chipperfield's re-releases. A few old bits of trading cards, a little bit of retro gaming there. A couple of Mega Drives and Master System. Not a lot of retro stuff. Stacks and stacks of loose figures. I mean, absolutely incredible. I've never seen so many. Really, really was. If you were looking for odd figures, chances are it was up there. Once again, this stall had quite a bit of Doctor Who stuff. DVDs, some comics and that. Another store, some nice bits and pieces.
It is, yeah. Two I've got restored now.
And certainly the dealers were open to offers, with many of them having signs up saying, yeah, no reasonable offer refused, which is quite nice. You know, knows you can do a little bit of haggling and probably get away with a bit of a bargain if they've got something that you want. But certainly this one, I think, is about 2 or 3 times a year, and I'll definitely try and get to the next one, because there was plenty to see, and it was really great to catch up with some friends and some toy dealers who I'd not seen for many years, so that was fantastic. I did just buy one piece, which we'll show you in a minute, but if you have been enjoying this video, do please hit that subscribe button if you've not already, and do hit the like button as well. If you bought something at the show, leave it in the comments. Tell us what you bought while you were up there. So I just bought one bit, which was this, which is a Palatoy Blip. It's like a little early, so mid to late 70s early electronics game. It's made by Palatoy. Sort of fits in with my Pocketeers collection. I like the very early sort of dexterity puzzles, and this sort of fits in it. And I remember it as a kid. I never owned one, but I played it. Some mates at school had it, so I was really delighted to get this one. This is the only thing I ended up buying for myself, and this was £30, which I didn't think was too bad at all. Anyway, until next time, bye.